was wondering for why I haven't been around this show very much. So I finally met you guys. My worry about you guys, you're not busy enough. You need to be doing a little bit more. But every now and then, you can throw the old guy in there.
Oh, please!
It's good to see you.
Good, excited. It's an exciting on the women's side as well.
Exciting day, exciting event.
Yes.
Coke. We got Serena here.
How
Coco
about tomorrow?
Gauff.
Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka. We had their parents on earlier. Coco's parents. They were absolutely wonderful.
I'm so impressed with this young 15-year-old. It's amazing. There's nothing 15-ish about her.
Right?
She's the mental part, the emotional part, the skill set that she has. And I wouldn't put anything past her. We'll see. But I think Naomi hasn't really had a great year following up from winning 2 Grand Slams. But this is the type of match, playing a 15-year-old, playing a contender like Coco, that she could get psyched up for and just all of a sudden play her best tennis.
I would like to ask you both about this because we look at Serena Williams is warming up behind us and what have you, and we know her greatness. We know what she's accomplished in her career. But when you hear about Coco and you see Naomi, do you ever find yourself looking at Serena Williams and saying, okay, could this be it? Is this the final run? Do you find yourself at any time looking at her or seeing anything in her game?
Yeah, we've been looking at about 5 years. We keep thinking because at 38, about to be, is she 38 yet?
Yes,
38. Yes.
So
going to be 39.
And also she had a kid, so it's not easy to bounce back from that and get yourself back to the level you want to get to. But the good part about her is she's still hungry, and she still wants to obliterate every record. It wasn't good enough to break Chris Everett's 18 slams. It's not good enough to beat Steffi Graf. Now she's got to beat Margaret Court, even though she won a bunch of them before the year was tennis was open. So she's inspired these people like Coco Gauff, obviously, and Naomi Osaka.
I have to be very rude right now. I have to cut you off because I cannot have you on the set.
You cannot be serious.
Yes, I cannot have you on the set and not have you debate. Okay,
Beautiful.
So that's the deal. We're talking about greatest ever. Yes, and we have Serena behind us. It's the perfect background. We call this Stephen's A list. Stephen A, you take it away.
Okay, all right. This is what are we talking about here? We're talking about the greatest, okay? The impact players over the biggest impact athletes over the last 50 years. I'm going with number 5, LeBron James. Let me see that 3 championships, 9 appearances in an NBA Finals, universally recognized as the greatest player in the game for at least a half decade, okay? And oh, by the way, very socially conscientious, speaks out on a lot of different issues. The school that he opened for the kids, things of that nature. You think about the things that he's done, how he's established himself as an iconic figure in the business world, transcending the world of sports. To me, he's at number 5.
What about Roger Federer?
Excuse me? He's number 5.
That's right. He's number 5.
Okay, we got 4 more.
Number 4, I'm going to go with Tiger.
Biggest impact athletes.
I'm going to go with Tiger Woods. When we consider what people out this world that are so much more interested in golf than people realize, Tiger has a lot to do with that. That's why I've got him on the list. Number 3.
Is this a debate or him pontificating?
So he's going to go through all of them, and then you debate after.
Choices.
You know what I'm saying? Number 3.
I don't know, it's your show.
Number 3, Serena Williams.
Okay.
We obviously talked about Serena's greatness on the tennis court. I think about a lot of the things that she's had to overcome. I think about a lot of adversity that she has faced and how she's overcome that. 23 Grand Slams. I mean, think about that for a second here. Y'all know it better than me. That speaks for itself. Okay. I'm going to go to Jordan at number 2, the one and only Michael Jordan. 6 championships, 6 NBA Finals MVP, undefeated. Oh, by the way, never allowed a Game 7 once in an NBA Finals. And obviously, when you look at these guys from the way they dress, their mannerisms, their approach towards being businessmen beyond the world of athletics, I give Jordan a lot of credit for that. And number 1 is Muhammad Ali. I don't need to get into all of that. We got into it earlier, what he meant out of the ring, what he meant inside the ring. He was the greatest for a reason. We all know why. That's my top.
Okay, so there's only one woman. I would put Billie Jean King either number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
Because she changed the whole complexion of women's sports. She's all for equality. She's bringing equality back. She's influential in women's team sports. She's such a great spokesperson, and come on.
Title IX of college is because of Billie Jean King.
And one of the top 3.
The level playing field is more level in tennis and by far than any other sport.
What about John McEnroe? I was once a very well-behaved little kid. I watched him play tennis, and I started cursing out authority figures. He had a lot of influence.
You know what you just said?
Thank you, Max.
Right,
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
This is breaking news. This is breaking news because I always win. I'm never wrong in this show, but here's the deal.
He's never wrong.
I don't debate. I just like to put that out there, so I'm not a part of that competition.
I am going to say on national television, the wonderful Chris Everett Lloyd, you have corrected me. I would put her on the list. I would actually replace Tiger with her.
What about Wayne Gretzky? Would you put him on the list in terms of his accomplishments?
No.
I'm not putting
him. This is on and off. Okay. I mean, this is out of their field too. What they've contributed to mankind too. This isn't only about their skill set.
That's true.
So that's why I like.
Billie Jean should be up there.
Yeah.
What about boxers? You're a big boxing guy.
Well, Muhammad Ali is one. I agree with that.
That's right.
I think Jordan has to be on the list, and then after that, I think it's up for debate. I think Billie Jean King is a good one.
Yeah.
Serena's a good one. Tiger's a good one. There are others in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Wait, does Arthur Ashe get in there for talking tennis?
Yes.
In the last 50 years,
there's a whole bunch of people that could have gotten on the list, but I stand corrected. I would have to revisit my list because you're right. Yeah. I'm wrong. Billie Jean King should be on that list.
Did you hear that, Chrissy? Well done. Okay, that's amazing.
You hear Molly refer to Serena as the GOAT. And I think, I don't claim any expertise in tennis, but I think she's probably the greatest female player ever. But to me, it's not like, it's just clear. There's no debate. Like, there was Navratilova, and then there was Steffi Graf, and maybe Graf was maybe a little greater than Martina, I guess. I think that was the consensus. And now Serena's the latest, and maybe she's considered a little better than Graf. But to me, it's not like definitive, unanimous. There's no argument. Am I right or wrong about that?
100%. I'm always defending the Martina and Steffi. Steffi Graf won the Grand Slam, something that Serena's never done. 4 in a row in 1 year, plus the Olympics. So she won the Golden Slam. And Martina Navratilova has won so many, not only singles, but doubles, mixed. She was the best all-court player.
She's known as like the doubles champ, but then she won most
Steffi Graf stopped at about 30, right? 29 or 30, maybe 30, at most 31. So, we don't even know what she could have done. And I think what Serena's been through, you talked about that earlier, what she'd been through, in terms of the physical ailments, the hospital stays, having a kid, doing everything she's done, what she represents. To me, she's by far the greatest. You talked about, Max, I heard you say it remains to be seen if she hits the top 5. I don't think so. I mean, whether she wins another match or not.
Top 5 most dominant athletes ever in any sport, we were talking.
I mean, it's tough to top Muhammad Ali and Billie Jean King. She'd be right. And Jordan, I love Jordan, but after that, you got to throw Serena in there.
Don't you find that the standard gets higher? Every decade, there's a higher standard. I mean, Martina dominated in her day. She won 167 tournaments, a lot more than Serena, and Steffi Graf. They won
that's like
more
the difference
tournaments.
Between greatest and best. Like every top 10 sprinter in the world today dusts Jesse Owens because they're better, because nowadays they're better athletes.
Right.
But how many are as great? And speaking of that, because you guys just mentioned the longevity nowadays, like, I remember when you beat Borg, and it was like, who is the best? Oh, my God, Borg is 26, and he's kind of over. It's McEnroe's time. Then a couple of years later, it's Lendl's time, and guys were done and gals were done by the time they were like 30. Now you're talking almost 40. And we see Coco Gauff at 15. Is it too much? Is she going to have the kind of stamina to stick around for 25 years?
I hope Coco Gauff loses tomorrow. Personally, I actually think it'll be bad. Bad for the sport of tennis.
Why?
If the defending champion who's struggling, and I know she's got like a knee issue, but that would be like devastating to her. And she's the one that we were talking about last year, like Coco Gauff. And if Coco Gauff at 15 can beat the defending champion, break down the defending champion. That, in my opinion, too much too soon. Less is more. Hopefully her parents are taking it slow, because to me, in 4 or 5 years, she's going to be ranked number 1.
Well, let me say this to you. I think you're wrong on that one. I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you, and here's why.
Good night, everybody.
I think you have to take into consideration who the kid is and the kind of surrounding, the kind of support base she has. When we look at her parents and we talk about her, you have people talk about her athleticism, her speed, her power shots, but guess what? They always, all of you guys have been raving about her poise.
Yeah,
you didn't expect
absolutely.
to see that. And so if somebody is ready, I mean, listen, we could go to
15.
Well, listen, well, you got to remember, you got guys in the NBA coming in at 17, 18 years of age. And one of the things we marvel at, a guy like LeBron, the level of maturity that he had at such a young age. Even though physically he could play, what we were shocked by and so overly impressed about was the fact that he seemed to be beyond his years. That could be
part of
the
a
case
team,
in tennis
Stephen
as
A.
well.
Part of a team.
Okay.
They can nurture him. You know, they're going to throw everything
Well, she has
at
to
her.
perform individually, but a team helps her.
Listen, I think
Osaka's 21. She's the old lady, and it's unbelievable. She's 21
That's
years
what
old.
I'm saying.
I think it would be great for women's tennis.
Yes.
It would be huge. I mean, that would be the story. I don't think it would be good for her personally because she's going to, I mean, at 18 or 19, she's going to win a Grand Slam and she's going to be number one. And we want her to go to 40 years old. I'm sorry. I just think that's why they're restricting her amount of tournaments.
I can't assume people are going to win a Grand Slam. I just can't assume that's going to happen.
But even it's just human nature.
Who can win a Grand Slam?
She will, but I'm just saying, I don't take it for granted.
Stephen A., if she was able to maintain this trajectory and get to number one soon or win a Grand Slam tournament soon, and she could go till she's 40, it's like, who in the world has the kind of stamina, focus, and everything just in their life, let alone at that level, to go for 20, 25 years at that level?
What are the odds of her being able to, if she were hypothetically to win a U.S. Open, be able to maintain something like that with all the expectations that are going to be put upon her and everything that's going to be thrown? I'd say like 1,000,000 to 1.
She seems so poised.
I'm sorry.
And grateful on how she's handled
I
everything
completely
so
agree
far.
with you. I just don't, you know, I remember when I got to the semis at Wimbledon, I know this is a long time ago, at 18, I was happy I lost to Connors. It gave me a chance to reflect, look back, go to Stanford for a year, prepare myself for the Pro Tour. The best thing that I ever did for my personal career. I'm just saying.
But if she wins based on her own talent, what's she supposed to do? If she's that good, that fast, you know.
She shouldn't be as good as Osaka yet at 15. I mean, she's very good.
Okay,
but
let's meet in the middle. You might not win it. You might not need to win the championship. Can we hope that she's not ranked 140? Can we hope that she's ranked in the top 10 and she's challenging and inching towards that goal, but not quite there yet? Is that safe?
Yeah, that would be, and not play too many events.
Okay.
Pick and choose, allow herself to sort of, mature. Even I mean, she's very mature, but she's 15.
Does she have a shot on Saturday? Because I can't wait for that match.
I think she's got a good shot on Saturday.
Osaka.
I mean, Osaka's hurt, and she's, mentally, she fired her coach after winning 2 slams. I mean, to me, she's got a real.
And she's getting booed, unfortunately. Like, it's like in her biggest moments, getting booed, and somehow played as the bad guy.
Osaka's getting booed?
No, at the U.S. Open.
The U.S. Open last year.
Oh, well, that wasn't her getting booed. That was, the whole scene. That was a train wreck.
Get psyched up for this match. You just wait. Right. She hasn't played great all year, but she's going to get psyched up. She does not want to lose to a 15-year-old.
Yeah. Good for the ratings. Yeah. So, in a way, we hope, I've been told, in my ear, but they need to win this for Coco to maintain ESPN's stratospheric rating for the tennis.
Coco's good for us.
That's what they're saying.
Okay, listen. It's your job to keep the ratings going. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do.
I'm trying my best,
and y'all do great. So keep doing it. But I will get back.
Tell us more.
Really? We're getting the ratings.
What time is it?
Okay, can we talk about Can I ask you guys why we have you about the matches today?
Yes.
Let's start with Roger Federer. What do you expect in that one?
Well, Federer's opponent played yesterday, which makes it awfully difficult. He's not playing his A game, obviously, and he's 38, and it's going to be tough on this surface. But his draw is as good as anyone. So, I mean, Daniel Evans, he's played 3 straight guys, which is unheard of, 5-9. So he's playing a guy that can't hurt him. So this is going to be, to me, relatively easy for Federer. But obviously it's going to get way tougher. But we got 3 guys. We're watching the greatest time in tennis with Roger and, we got Serena on the women's.
No, the greatest time in tennis was
Chris,
talk to me about Serena's match.
I'm glad you brought that. No, go ahead,
I love the fact that Serena, when she beat Katie McNally, she said 3 times on TV, I made too many errors. She is so tough on herself. Yeah. She knows how good she can play. She wants to bring out the real Serena, the true Serena. I think after that match, getting through that match, I think she's going to be fine now throughout the tournament.
Her opponent actually is a good player,
aggressive
player. Likes the. So actually, the women, it's interesting. The young girls that are playing now are serving and volleying, attacking more, which to me is like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I wish that more of the guys were doing it.
Is that your way of saying women's tennis is more entertaining than men's tennis?
Stephen,
it's been that way for a while.
You like to cause trouble,
and
I like to see both, but I'm not saying that, no. But the young women are breaking through more quickly at the moment, which is helping the game more than the men, which are floundering in a way. So I keep waiting for that youngster and the men to do it.
You can't beat it though.
That's a veteran answer.
Djokovic, Nadal.